Hello, everybody. This is Eleanora's session 0 that we're about to get into here. This is pre-recorded from before the campaign started, so you're seeing this.
Technically, our first ever session.
This is the very first part of Mystical Mishaps that we are recording, so it's very exciting. You get to see this probably later in the campaign. So hi, people in the future from the past.
Future.
But this is Eleanor's...
How different will our hell be?
That's a good question.
I just want to know.
That's a good question. But we are going to get into Eleanor's session 0 here and see how some of her backstory unfolded. Give Rachael some idea for Eleanor's history prior to the campaign. So, turn on some music. Set the scene. We start off with Eleanora. This is 2 years before the start of the campaign. In the past few years, there was the event known as the Shudder that took place and seemingly had some responsibility for claiming your husband, Arthur's life. A lot of people attributed what happened to part of the effects that the Shudder had on the world. But after that time, your brother, who you run the mine with, he offered his condolences, offered to help take much of the efforts that were going on to keep the mine going while you had time to grieve and take care of your son. This continued, but over the years you began to realize he was continuing to kind of take more and more of the responsibilities on himself, leaving less and less for you to do. A lot of it was behind the words saying that it was for you to have time to focus on your son, to focus on what happened to Arthur. But even though you have had the motivation to get back involved and take over more responsibilities, he continued to just sort of keep you out more and more. Keep it to himself. Along with this, you began to see his behavior become more questionable as time went on. You've seen him be more cruel to the individuals who work in the mine. You've seen him act more paranoid and always looking like he's kind of watching his back. And even on some occasions, you've noticed him when he's alone, he's carrying on what sounds like a conversation with somebody. All of these concerns that you've seen over the past few years led you to the point where you assumed that there was some sort of monster that had begun to plague him, as there have been many reports throughout the land of corrupted monsters, strange events, weird forces of evil that have been found. And it seemed logical that something must have happened to your brother as well. So, you hired a monster hunter who had a pretty good resume of achievements dealing with different monsters in the past, named Bruce Manning. You paid for him. It was quite expensive, but he was going to come and help deal with the situation happening with your brother. So on the night that you arranged for this to happen, you snuck along to watch and see how he would handle the situation. And watching from the hallway through the door, a crack in the door, you just witnessed this proficient monster hunter be absolutely decimated by your brother. It was hard to see a lot of the details, but he went flying across the room, grabbing his head in pain, and eventually thrown up to the ceiling, and then falls down to the ground and is lying motionless on the ground, covered in blood. After watching this, there's a moment, just the absolute horror of watching this individual being killed so violently. You let out a gasp from the hallway, and you watch as your brother's head snaps towards the direction of the door, staring and seeing you. He says to you, "Eleanora, come in." And the door slowly creaks open. By itself. Yep.
Okay. So, quick question for you, actually.
Yep.
Before I go into this, when he was talking to himself, like I watched him do this, like in the past, did it seem like there was almost like a different voice or a different tone of voice he would use as he would be talking to himself, or was it like the same?
You got a distinct sort of different tone that you'd hear. It's close because it's both coming from him, but you kind of sensed a slight difference in tone.
Okay, slight difference. Yeah, can I see like the body now fully?
Oh yeah, the door open now very clearly. This monster hunter splayed out on the ground.
And I've never seen him do a thing like this.
Your brother? No, absolutely not.
Ever. Yeah.
This
yeah,
is
okay.
quite shocking to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think because sheltered existence, not really a lot of violence has been seen in front of her. Yeah, I don't think she would like try and run or anything. I think it would be like the shock of it just kind of roots her to the ground. So then when the door opens, she just kind of like draws back, and is just looking between the monster hunter's body and Alexander with like just clear shock. I don't think she'd move at that moment.
He looks at you watching or studying the body on the ground. Did you send him?
How did you do that, Alexander? What did you do?
Is this your attempt to take over?
What? At this point, I think I will, like, I don't know if I don't know if I'd go in the room completely.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would actually, a little bit. I go in the room just a little bit. And I basically like kind of, it's like look at him like really like pleadingly, like looking for like maybe this part of him I know is there. That's still him. Or that I've seen, hoping. And I will be like, Alexander, you're not well. There's something. How did you do this?
I will ask you again. Did you send him? Tell me the truth.
Yes, I did send him because you're not well. There's something wrong. He was not meant to hurt you. But you must listen to me now. I've noticed there's something. What is this?
He takes like a second and looks down as you admit that you hired him. And then you watch as he like raises his hand and begins to lift you from the ground. You can give me a strength save or strength check if you'd like.
Okay. Eight.
8. There's not much resistance you can do as you feel yourself kind of lifted off the ground and brought closer to him. His hand kind of outstretched, bringing you closer to him. I am quite well, sister. I don't know what you're speaking of.
I'm trying to, like, get down to the ground, but, like, probably I'm just twitching at this point.
It's going to be quite the shame to lose you.
No, Alexander! No! This isn't... You... Please. I'm just trying to help you.
Takes his hand and rises it up, and you go flying and crashing into the roof of the ceiling of the room. And then he brings his hand down, and you go crashing to the ground. Attempted assassination of your own brother. Don't worry, I will take care of your boy.
Yeah, I think I'm, like, trying to, like, get up. I don't know, am I still stuck?
You can sort of begin to try to get to your feet a little bit, but you're feeling definitely pretty bruised at this point.
Yeah, and she's not used to even, I don't think, being in pain very much. Like, it's just not a sensation she experiences often, so she's definitely, like, reeling from it. I kind of, like, look around for, like, some sort of, like, quick escape route or, like, a way to, like, defend myself or something.
Sure. You can give me a perception check real quick.
I think without proficiency, that's an 8.
Okay. The panic that's happening right now as you see your brother standing quite calmly looking, just with one arm outstretched, and you flying across the room. Super there's not much to see looking between the door and him and around the room for anything. You just feel like your adrenaline pumping. As options don't really seem like there's many.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just kind of like am like choking out, like, get out of him. I don't know what you are, but get out of my brother.
Just looks down at you. Goodbye, Eleanora. And you begin to feel this horrific pain in your head as he looks at you. It's paralyzing how painful this is. You are unable to move as your brother's eyes just continue to stare at you with an arm outstretched. But there's a moment in that you hear your brother speak. No, please, stop! Please, don't kill her. I'll give you anything you want, please. And the pain stops for a moment.
I probably collapse to the ground.
As you sort of lay on the ground, you notice a strand of white hair in front of you, coming from you. whatever happened to you seems to have affected your appearance slightly. But your brother sort of rights himself. For her life, you will give me everything. Yeah, yes, please. Yes, of course, please, let her go. Say your goodbyes. And you watch as your brother kind of looks down to you. Eleanora, I'm sorry. I love you, Eleanora. All right, now. You are banished. And if you ever return, your life will be forfeit. Is that understood?
I think this whole time, like, she's been silent because she's been, like, reeling from the information and, like, trying to even connect with what's going on out of, like, coming out of the almost dying thing. So she looks like she's about to, like, respond to original OG Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, almost, like, about to say, like, I love you, like, and then, like, all of a sudden just gets cut off by mean Alexander, I don't know. And, so she's just still, like, she kind of, like, struggles to sit up, and she's like, what? Who are you? Where is, what? I need answers.
You hear footsteps coming from the hallway. Some clank of armor approaching.
I demand answers. Where is Alexander? What have you done with him?
I am right here, sister. I can't believe you've done this. Please, take her away as he looks to the door. And standing there, you see the familiar form of a tiefling woman that you know to be the primary guard of your brother, and also the lover of your brother, Perciva. Escort her out. She is banished from the city for her attempted assassination of myself.
Can I insight her as he's saying this?
Sure.
Potentially?
Go ahead.
Like, and did it seem like she was waiting or she was just around?
An insight roll.
Okay. Oh, Eleanora, I've gotten 7s and 8s this whole time. I got a 9 though total.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you feel like your pain in your head is still kind of ringing there, and it's hard to focus on her face entirely. But you kind of feel her lift you up off the ground and hold you a little bit to because of your kind of wobbly legs.
Mm-hmm.
And she begins to escort you out of the room.
Yeah, I think actually, like, she's just, like, looking at him in, like, just utter shock. I don't know how much she would be talking to him anymore because now we're, like, he's beyond reason, you know? So, like, as we're, like, leaving the room, does she notice the body at all, Perciva?
Oh, yeah. Seems like she noticed it.
Okay. And I just can't tell the reaction.
Yep.
I assume. Okay. Yeah, I think as we're getting near to the door, I just muttered to her like, "We need to talk."
She just says to you, "We don't have time for that." I must remove you from the city.
Is Alexander out of earshot, or is he still around?
Yeah, she takes you out of the room.
Okay. It does not look like it is registered with her that is the answer she gave. So Eleanora continues, there... Something... Oh, he almost tried to kill me. He almost did. Something is... I was right. Something is plaguing him. There's a thing. He lifted someone out in the air. With nothing.
Eleanora, I know it's been tough on you in the past years. I'm hoping you can find the help that you need.
Yes, we need to find another person that can do this. I mean, clearly that man was not good enough to whatever that was, but we need to find someone else that can help him and save him. I don't know what else we can do, but I mean, perhaps if we go to one of the larger cities, then
Eleanora,
maybe we can... What?
You cannot attack your brother like this. I know you're upset. This is not how you do this.
What? Do you see me? He looked fine. Look at me. Look at this. What is this? I point to this white streak that I noticed in my hair.
He needs to defend himself.
What, did you know he could do something like this?
He has been training, of course, for circumstances like this.
What? Since when? No one, I was not informed of this.
It's time to go, Eleanora.
Go where?
You have to leave.
You don't believe him. Don't tell me you believe him. Look at the evidence.
It's time to go.
What? You're going to kick me out of my own home? Can I insight her at all and see
Yeah, go for it.
What is up? Is she normally like that too, where she just doesn't listen?
She's pretty hardened most of the time, but
okay. Oh man, I too.
Yeah.
I mean, she did almost die, so
yeah, it's hard to tell at this point.
Yeah.
She's hard to read. She's very kind of stern in her appearance, and she looks probably like she's just following orders type of thing right now.
Okay.
I will let you have a moment to say goodbye to your son. And gather a few things. But you cannot stay here anymore.
No, I need to talk to someone.
She just grabs you and kind of forces you forward now.
Siva, behave yourself. I do not understand. And she's just...
Our attempted assassin. This is the treatment you get when you make choices like that.
I don't understand why you would think that I would do such a thing. You think that low of me?
I can't believe I've seen what you've done either. She takes you to kind of a washroom. Clean yourself up before you see your son.
Well, then let me gather his things. He'll come with me. If that's to be...
No. You are going.
What do you mean, no? He's my son.
You are not fit to care for him right now. And I will not subject him to the dangers of the world. He'll stay here and be safe.
He's not safe with whatever is inside Alexander. Surely you've noticed him acting strange?
You are not making sense, Eleanora, with what you're talking about.
What,
Please,
you spend more time with him than I do? You don't witness the conversations with himself, how cruel he's been to the workers lately?
Please
You
find
don't
some
notice
help.
that?
She goes and kind of grabs a washcloth and gets it wet and begins to actually just wipe blood from your face a little bit.
Yeah, I think she is in such shock that this is happening and that like her words are bouncing off Perciva, especially because I think she's so used to being listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, so she just kind of like is staring at Perciva as she's like cleaning off her face, just like this, like a this can't be happening like type of. I mean, even expression, I would say, on her face.
But she helps kind of wipe the blood off your face and begins to... We're going to go to see your son. You will have just a moment or two. Do not say anything of what you've done or why you've done it. Just goodbye. Understood?
Yeah, so I think she would be like, you don't intend to tell him
I think
of
it's...
my attempted assassination.
I think it best to not scar a child with such horrible behavior. Don't make me drag you out in front of him. And behave.
She, like, it seems like she has realized, like, it has finally clicked for her that this is like happening. So she just kind of like straightens like up like her posture and just like brings up kind of that normal like way she'll like when she's like in charge. And she says, I will do this if you make me a promise, Perciva. Can you do that for me?
What is your request?
Keep my son away from Alexander while I'm gone. Keep him away from him. Do not let him touch him. Do not let him be alone with him. Guard my son with your life until I can come back and prove to you that I'm right. Guard him like he was your own.
Give me a persuasion roll. Gotta get that good roll sometime tonight, right?
I know. Oh, dang it. I moved it and I didn't see what it was. I'm sorry. These dice, the numbers are really, really light.
That's fine. Just reroll.
This one was a nat 20 for a 23.
I will watch over him and make sure he is safe. No harm will come to your boy.
Especially from Alexander, even if you don't believe me.
I will keep an eye on him.
Thank you.
She begins to lead you in the direction of where you know your son likely is in bed, asleep.
Oh, it's night.
Yep. You are brought in and you see him there, in bed. Your 9-year-old son. Perceiva gives you kind of a motion forward. Make it quick.
You could see she looks pretty pissed, especially when it's like you don't even get much time.
Mm-hmm.
But because she really wants like this agreement, and I don't know, Perceive's one of those people like she usually keeps her word if she says something. I'm assuming.
Yep.
She's the type of that person. So okay, so I will slowly, like with each step, feeling more like dreaded, you know, go up to him and I'll like kneel down by his bedside and just kind of like stroke his hair. Julian. Hey.
And he slowly wakes up and turns. What, Mom? What? What?
Are you awake enough to hear me?
Straightens up. Oh, what's wrong?
I just kind of like stroke the side of his face a little bit and his hair. I'm like fixing it, you know, because it's probably all like messy from being asleep. And I just say, Julian, you might not see me for a little bit.
Why not? You sense that presence of Perceiva in the doorway.
Yeah. I just need you to trust me. But it's for something that will help everyone here. But in the meantime, I need you to be very brave and do all your studies. Work hard and make sure you're with Perceiva. She'll take very good care of you.
Are you going on one of your trips? Okay.
Yeah. It might be a little longer than I want.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
He goes and kind of reaches to hug you.
Yeah, I hug him like so tight and I just like, I hold him and I just say, whatever happens, whatever you hear, however long it takes, I just want you to know. I want you to remember one thing, all right?
Okay.
I want you to remember that I love you more than anything in this whole world.
Love you too, Mom.
And everything I'll do is for you. All right?
Okay.
I just keep holding him. I mean, Perceiva might have to interrupt because she just is like...
It goes on for a few seconds, and you just hear this. It's time to go.
I like very reluctantly let go. I adjust his hair again.
Be safe, Mom.
Love you.
Love you.
And I just like...
Curls back into under the covers, back into bed.
I tuck him in, I like get him all situated, adjust everything, So it's just so.
Siva takes you from the room as you leave, closes the door behind. You will gather a few items. I will be watching what you take. You'll be leaving tonight. I will pay for your transport to the next city.
Very well.
So there's a moment that you have to gather a few items, personal belongings, but you are escorted down through the building.
Is there anything of note I can bring that? Because like, is there just anything that she would tell me like I can't bring, or like?
Yeah, what would you be trying to get, I guess?
Well, I definitely feel like I would bring like my whole savings in my own personal thing, like my money.
I think there's a portion that you would have access to, not
Yeah.
a grand fortune like everything, but you'd have like a good on-hand
Yeah.
amount. So
Yeah, I imagine it almost like emergency reserves, type of thing. Like she just has like some stashed away type of thing.
yeah, she doesn't stop you from taking that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, clothes. I don't know. I don't even know if she'd have a weapon.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it'd probably mostly just be personal belongings and especially things to keep up appearances because she's already having to plan a new mission.
Yep. So they're not stopped. You have to pack somewhat light because, I mean, traveling with too much would be difficult, but
Mm-hmm.
you're taken down to the near the edge of the city where you can find some transport, some people who'd be willing to escort people across the desert. As you have heard rumors of many dangers that have been out there, undead that have been wandering around, zombies, skeletons. There's even been rumors of rituals happening with looks like sacrifices being done for most likely dark purposes. Lots of concerns, so traveling alone is not recommended. Perceiva takes you, pays for some transport, and you head out.
I think, can I say one more thing to Perceiva
Sure.
before?
Yeah.
I will just say, yeah. So yeah, as we're kind of like getting ready and stuff, and she was pretty emotional. I think she's like after Julian, as they gathered things and coming back, she's kind of composed herself again, and she'll say, "Siva, how long have you known me?"
A long time.
I think you know, somewhere deep down, that something is amiss. So while you're here guarding my son for me, keep your eyes open. Be careful with him. Don't let your feelings for him blind you.
Do one more persuasion roll.
Okay. Aw, that one's not good. That one's let's see. 5 or 6.
Okay. I'm quite surprised with you, Eleanora, for your behavior. And she just turns and walks out the door. I'll leave you.
Yeah, it's definitely, she's just shocked that it's like hitting a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just in utter shock.
But yeah, you are led away, taken from your home. Under the light of the moon, you take this travel this evening. And are aware that you cannot return without risking your own life.
Yeah, I think as everything kind of sets in, depending on like if she has privacy or not, like whenever she had privacy would be when she would probably like, you know, experience emotions about it. But especially with having to leave Julian behind, like, you know, she's already making like lists in her head of like everyone she knows, and all of her connections that she needs to talk to try and, you know, or where she could go and what she can do to try and get like help from the outside.
So all these plans, time goes on. You're met with roadblock after roadblock. People who don't believe you, people who turn you away, people who've heard of your reputation as an attempted assassin of your brother.
Also crazy? Is that vibes I was picking up from Pasifa?
You definitely have some rumors that you've gone mad and you have lashed out. Maybe it's not you like having this evil, like I'm gonna take over, like maybe it's just you losing your mind type of a thing. So there's rumors about the heiress of the mine who lost her mind and went crazy. Lots of different things.
It's very Victorian too, by the way.
Yes. But
yeah.
time goes on, resources dwindle. Hope of finding a way to get back to your home, back to your son, continues to be chipped away. As we go about 2 years forward of you seeking ways to help, ways to get back, all being met with people who can't do much, people who think you're crazy, people who are unwilling to help and are hostile to you. The whole region of the Bronze Barrens, which is the desert area that you lived in, seems to be well aware of what you've done. There is a night, though, that you are in a city in the Bronze Barrens. It's kind of near the edge of the border to head into the next area, more mainland, called Arrow Run. That evening, you are out. Already pretty low on resources, low on hope, low on options. You hear a voice.
Sorry, where am I? I'm
You're
outside.
in the streets, like walking.
I'm in the street. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You hear a voice as you're walking. Hey, isn't that Edivane girl? Yeah, I think that is. Hey you! As these thugs begin to walk towards you.
Yeah, so let's see. I gotta reorient myself now. Fast forward 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, so she definitely looks much the same, although her clothes might be a little more worn. Not as fancy, but still very fancy and well kept. But yeah, so she have I gotten a lot of hate in this region? Like, would I kind of know what this means? Like, if
Oh,
people
yeah.
are like wanting to come talk to me, like, or harass me or whatever.
It's probably nothing good.
Yeah, okay. I will just kind of glance back to get. No, I won't glance back at all. I will just walk faster and try and get into a building.
As you kind of begin to walk faster, though, you hear this shuffle of feet as these guys come up, and one like grabs you by the arm and kind of spins you around. Hey, I'm talking to you.
Unhand me, you ruffian. This is very uncouth. I like try and like snatch my hand back.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good grip on you. You know, I think we got ways to deal with vermin like you. He kind of begins to pull you back towards an alleyway with a couple other guys who are nearby.
Save your breath. I don't even have any money anyway. Go pick on somebody else.
One of the guys you can see pulls out a dagger. We don't care about your money.
You just believe everything you hear. Come now. Come. I'm sure we can think of a compromise.
Continues to pull you away.
Yeah, I'm like trying to like yank, and I think if it doesn't look like he's even wanting to have a conversation, is there anybody around like I can?
Yeah, I mean you could scream for help if you want to or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody? I don't see anybody around though.
Not much on the streets right now.
Okay. I didn't know if anybody was like observing or anything.
Yeah, just these ruffians right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, as he starts pulling me more, I will definitely make a big fuss, and yeah, unhand me, like very like outraged.
And one of the guys just
yelling.
like backhands you across the face. Shut up, girl. And there's a bit of a tussle for a little bit, trying to pull you closer to the alley. And you watch as one of the guys just takes an arrow to the chest. It just and falls over backwards. As people spin around, and you notice a red-headed woman standing there, looking at you. I believe the lady said to let go. And the remaining ruffians kind of look at each other and let you go and run off, leaving their friend on the ground.
Is he dead?
Yeah, there's a moment now, as you watch that, there's like red energy that's coming from the arrow and just floats towards this woman. And there's a glowing markings on her leg that it just like enters into there. Well, that was quite rude of them, wasn't it? Are you all right?
Yes. I'm still looking for the arrow to her, but I just like kind of focus on her. I appreciate it. I don't even know if anyone is going to help me otherwise, even if they heard. Well, I didn't think they would, so thank you.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink. You look like you use it.
I would assume yes.
She begins to lead you towards a tavern.
She just leaves the body in the street.
Yep. She doesn't seem to care at all about that body.
Yeah, she kind of looks like, do we need to do anything with that?
Yep, just leave it. It's fine. Someone will clean it up.
I trust you then.
But she leads you into the tavern. Orders a couple drinks for each of you. So, what brings you here?
Well, what's your name first? I would like to know the name of my rescuer.
My name's Lucy.
Lucy. It's nice to meet you. I'm Eleanora.
Nice to meet you, Eleanor. So, seem like an odd person to be on her own out here, without some bodyguards or something.
Yes, I would very much like to have a bodyguard. But I have had to manage on my own for quite a bit.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I assume... Have you heard of the name Edivane?
Is that a local thing?
Okay, so that explains why you're so kind to me. I see.
Okay.
I have a bit of a reputation around here. A false reputation, I should say. But one nonetheless.
What kind of reputation is that?
The type of reputation that people scream, "Madwoman, attempted assassin" from the rooftops, but no one stops to think to hear about what actually went on. So, if you choose to believe those rumors, I suppose I will not be surprised at this point. But I do appreciate your help regardless.
Oh, believe me, I know about people calling assassins and madwoman, all that. I'm quite aware of it, as you may be able to tell.
Oh, do you? I suppose, I mean, you did just point blank kill a man in the street. What was that arrow? Is that a special magical thing?
I could say that. Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
So, who are they claiming you killed? Or attempted to kill?
Attempted, yes. Can I look at her? Like, does she... I feel like at this point, after being rejected so many times, now I'm a little cautious.
Yeah.
Very cautious.
Mhm.
So, like, does she look like she wants to get dirt on me, or does she look genuinely interested?
Go ahead and give me an insight roll.
Oh my goodness. I'm nervous about these dice now because I got another uh 4.
I mean, she seems like she's interested in what you're saying and having a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really feel anything to you.
Okay. I can tell you. Is there a reason you want to know in particular? Curiosity? I do feel like I owe you, of course.
Making conversation. I mean, you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. I can leave you
No.
alone if you want me to.
No, that's not what I meant, Lucy. I'm very grateful. I apologize. Not many people want to know my side of the story. It threw me off is all.
I mean, I know being on the bottom and having to build yourself up. I get it. So, tell me your story.
Well, my brother and I, we ran Edivane Mines together. Mine's Fusor, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's all over the place here, but I like show her like I have a necklace with like I'm wearing, and it does have like a little bit of this like crystal like clear but a little foggy, kind of like selenite hanging on my neck.
Looks nice. The mine, brother?
Yes. Well, we ran the mine together. After the shudder, I thought my brother started acting particular. and just not himself. Over the years, it built until I was very sure that something was afflicting him. I hired a monster hunter to try and deal with the situation. I had heard rumors of many foul things happening like that. And, I mean, the hunter was clearly not skilled because he died immediately. And waste of my money, if I am honest. You came highly recommended. And it was discovered that I was the one that hired him. So I was almost killed myself. I watched my brother bargain with this thing inside him, and I was banished instead.
Is your brother still in there?
I don't know, actually. He told this thing that he would give him everything to spare my life. So I don't know. There's part of me that thinks he's gone. But maybe not, and maybe there's something left.
I mean, so why is it such a big deal? Like, I mean, I get you lost your brother, but if he's there, if he's gone, you're out, right? I mean, you just start your own life.
I mean, I have people I'm responsible for. All the workers there, they're being cruelly treated by him. I mean, that is my legacy, than mine just as much as anyone else's. And she just kind of stops, and just
looks at you, takes a drink. Is that it?
I have other people I'm responsible for too, one in particular.
Who's that?
I'm afraid if I speak of it, I will very much make a mess of myself in public.
It's a kid, isn't it?
I just look down. Eventually, I mutter into my drink. Very observant.
I want to help you. I could walk into that mine of yours and just flicks off some dust that's on her or some junk that's on her armor. And just take care of this if you want me to. But the way I take care of things, you've already seen. There's a chance your brother's still in there. I don't know if you want to do it the way I would do it.
Oh, you mean killing him?
Oh, yeah. I've killed a lot of things. I could probably take care of it in no time. But it sounds like maybe your brother still could be in there somewhere.
I would hope, yes. I mean, have you heard of other ways to... I mean, you seem very strong. Could you knock him over the head and then we could take him somewhere else or something? I mean, I don't have money now, but I have... If I can regain control of the mine, I will have money. I mean, if you want Fusor, I mean, it's very effective.
No. You seem determined. What if I helped you do it yourself?
You mean do it myself? I mean, I have been trying. It clearly has not worked out when no one will listen to you.
What if there was a way to get you maybe some magic that could help the situation?
Magic that what do you mean? I am not skilled. I am a diplomat at best. I have not been trained for anything like this. If that's what you're saying.
I know somebody who maybe can help you gain skills you need to help out with this. Does that sound agreeable to you?
Gain skills. I mean, what do you mean by that, I suppose?
I mean, she pulls out her bow. I got this bow from working with this person. That whole thing you saw with the soul entering my leg.
A soul entering your leg? That's what that was?
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Oh.
Don't worry about it too much. But yeah, things like that, powers like that could help you. Maybe things that you're more interested in doing.
But me?
Why not you?
Well, I don't know. That's usually what other people have done. Like, everyone has their role. Bodyguards will bodyguard, and you rescue people in the street and are very skilled, clearly. And I run a business and get everyone to listen to me, which has not been working out for me. Granted, I'm sure this is a very bad representation for what I normally do, but I'm normally very good at it.
Sometimes a change is needed. I was at the bottom, and I worked my way up. You don't run a mine right now.
True. And she just takes a really long
This could be a door for you to pursue something to get you back to where you want to be. Help that child of yours.
This could be. I need this to be quick, though. It's already been 2 years. In 2 years. I don't know if he's done anything to him. I think I have someone watching out for him, but I want him out as soon as possible.
This could be your way.
So, power, then. What does he want? Or not he, I guess. What does this person, want? Money? What do they want in exchange for such power? People don't provide that for free.
You interested? You want to ask him?
Yes.
She takes a moment, grabs something from her pocket for a moment, just kind of sits for a second. Puts it back in.
I nervously drink just a tiny bit more, because...
She sits and takes a drink. He'll be here soon.
Oh, was he in town?
Not exactly. As you hear kind of the general ruckus of the tavern around, the sounds of the city, slowly get quieter and quieter. And as you look around, like outside the windows, it's just pure blackness. As everything kind of fades away except for you and Lucy sitting there at the bar.
Yeah, I like sit up straighter and look really alarmed, and then I like immediately like to Lucy, like to see if she looks like she's alarmed.
She's just
or
like
not.
sitting there drinking, doesn't look like she cares at all.
Okay, this is normal. This is you're not reacting.
Take a drink.
I do.
But as you wait for a moment, this darkness rolling in, the door to the tavern opens, and in walks a very respectably dressed individual, gray hair, and begins to walk towards you and Lucy sitting at the bar. Good evening. I hear that you wanted to speak to me. Just Lucy's like, yep, this is the one. Take it away.
Does he sit down or does he is
just
Lucy
kind of,
still here?
Yeah, Lucy's sitting there, just kind of
Okay.
like whatever. He's like, shall we speak in my office? He holds out his
Yes.
hand for you.
I'll take it, like, very daintily. And like, so, like, what is going on?
Yeah. And like in a second, you are no longer in the bar. You are standing within a room with a desk and some bookshelves. It looks kind of odd to you, the style of this room. He goes and walks and sits behind the desk. There's a couple chairs in front of it. Go ahead, have a seat.
Is the window black like the tavern?
You look out.
Or are there any windows, I guess I should ask.
There's a window behind him. And as you look out, it sort of looks like it has a night sky, but it's really vibrant and there's like streaks of blue through it. It's pretty vast openness though. They don't see much else out the window.
Okay. Anything
Please,
of interest
have a
in his
seat.
office?
Sure, give me a
Like,
perception
looking
roll.
around? I might banish these dice already.
Oh no.
5.
5. It's a lot of books, papers, hard to see much else. You do notice, like, as he's moving stuff on his desk, though, he slides a seashell out of the way. So, what is your name?
I'm Eleanora Edivane.
Pleasure to meet you, Eleanora. You can just call me Death.
Death?
Yes.
No, sir, or mister, or anything.
Nah, that's
Not
not
title?
necessary. Just Death.
As you wish. Before we get started, where are we?
Oh, we're in my office.
And I like point behind him, like at the, like this like weird colored background.
You ever hear of the Hold?
Yes.
Around there.
Oh.
I'll take you back, don't worry.
I heard that was dangerous to travel between realms so quickly.
Can be. Use it sparingly. Shall we discuss what you wanted to discuss?
Yes, well, your friend, employee, what is Lucy to you?
She's my right hand.
Oh, all right. Your right hand, uh, helped me out just a moment ago.
Wonderful. Isn't she great?
Uh, she's, yes, lovely girl, lovely girl. Very effective, very effective. Uh,
Like to hear
she,
that.
she told me that you could potentially help me. Um, I don't know how much you know of what's going on where we are, if you are in the hold most of the time. With the instability of magic and things running amok.
Yes, I'm aware of what is happening in your world. What can I do for you, though?
My brother is possessed by something, and I was banished from my home. No one will listen to me. I'm labeled as a madwoman, a murderer. I have to get back there.
You had me at banished from your home. I'll help you. So, I can offer you magic abilities, powers, things that may be able to help you. It's probably going to start off a little slow. You have to work your way up. From what I hear, there's plenty of monsters to hunt in your world. Get some practice that way. But I'm sure that could help build you up to achieve what you'd like through me helping you.
Uh, so I assume it. Excuse me. I assume you mean like anyone training. I mean, I've watched the gods at my home train to get better. Is that what you're referring to? We're getting used to what you could give me. I'm sorry. I normally am very much more put together than this. But I'm a little thrown off by all this.
You're fine,
and
Eleanor. This is a lot to take in. Totally understandable. There are magic that you can have access to. Through me. I can give it to you. But of course, with everything, you need to practice. You need to get better. Lucy wasn't who she is today overnight.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yes.
But I want to help you.
Is this out of the kindness of your heart? Because this seems like a relatively big transaction, and I am a businesswoman, and I know that is not normally how it goes, unless you consider me a charity case.
Charity? No. But if you did want to do something in return for me, there is a lot going on the world that you live in. It's very clear. I'm very curious about what is happening there. It intrigues me. I'd love to learn more, but I cannot be there all the time, as I have many other things to do. But you are on the inside. And you can help me understand more. Travel the world more. This world you're in has a bit of sentimental value, and reason I'm curious about it. So maybe you could help me.
Sentimental value.
Yes. You see, your world was created at a point where magics converge. And I believe the reason the magics converge there is because where I'm from, it used to be there. And it created sort of a hole that was sought to be filled. And now things seem unstable, and I'd like to understand what is happening.
Hold on 1 second, sorry. I see.
And maybe you can help the world you live in as well.
Yes, I did stay behind. Well, many people fled. I stayed behind because I wanted to fix it. Or help in some way.
Wonderful.
I-
Sounds like our goals are aligned then.
So you would want information then? Of just anything I can find out?
Yes, information would be wonderful. Maybe we even can work on, once you get reestablished in your mind, some trade of your fusor, you said?
Yes. Yes, I mean, if whatever you can give me can get me to that goal, any fusor you wanted would be yours. I mean, it has many uses. My late husband used to say that it was the future, so I agree with him.
Well, if your husband says it, I certainly should take note of that. He goes into his desk, pulls out a book. I'm gonna give this to you. Go ahead and
Look at it.
write anything you want to send to me in this book, and it will be sent right to me.
Oh.
And maybe as time goes on, this could become more useful to you as well.
Can I get it in? Like, can I get rid of read on him?
Sure, give me an insight
As
roll.
I'm like,
You're gonna be the new Raya, aren't you?
yeah. I have a lot of weird circumstances. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm waiting to see what happens, like, in the campaign. Are you gonna have all its insight rolls up to the point?
I'm not. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm about to make a whole deal with this guy
100%.
though. So, but that's an 18. I finally.
Okay. Yeah, he seems pretty genuinely interested in helping you. You don't get a lot of sense of, like, I'm making you sell your soul to me and I'm going to, like, ruin your life type of thing. Like, you don't see, like, much of any concern from what he's saying to you. It just looks like a deal of help him with this stuff and he'll help you with this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll look at the book. Is there anything special about it?
Yeah, it's a leather-bound book. On the front of it is a hand. That's kind of impressed into the leather. But he says, go ahead, he slides over like a pen to you. Go ahead, write in it.
I'll just write my name.
You write it. It glows red for a moment and disappears from the page.
Ooh. That's cool.
And I got it.
In your head?
He pulls out from another drawer a piece of paper that says Eleanora on it.
That is very impressive.
Oh. Yes, thank you. You humble me with you, or you flatter me with your words. What do you think? Does this seem agreeable to you?
I think it does. I do have to ask, though, as we have just met, and we seem to be making an agreement, I apologize if it's an intrusive question, but it did give me pause for a moment when you said you call yourself Death. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I am a god, and I need a title. And
You're a god.
that is what I'm known as now.
I see. Well, I suppose Lucy did say something about a soul in her leg, or something.
Yes. Souls are good fuel to provide magic for important things. So, Lucy deals with the troublesome and wicked of the world, and I make good use of them.
Seems effective.
Oh yes, she is quite effective. And I see a lot of promise in you as well. I have a good feeling about you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate both of you listening to me.
A lot of faith in
And-
Lucy. She recommended you. I believe her.
Is the type of magic you'd offer give some way that I could contact someone back at my home? I'm sorry, I don't know much about magic or how it works. That was never really my forte.
Who knows what's possible?
Right. I think that sounds agreeable then. I don't really have many other options. And I don't mean that as an insult. Normally I delegate my work to other people. That is the hang-up I'm experiencing here, but not my deal with you. And yeah, if you can tell me, I'll try to come through for you as well.
Seems like your biggest issue has been putting the work into other people's hands that you can handle yourself.
Which is very... It's a very astute comment, actually. And it has been my greatest frustration, is not being able to get people to do the work I need them to do.
Now is your chance to do exactly what you want to do.
Yes, I think it is.
So we have a deal, and he holds out his hand.
I don't even hesitate. I just immediately go in.
Wonderful. And he kind of stands up. I'm glad to have you aboard, Eleanora. I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Yes, is there anything specific you need to know? Oh, yes.
I am always curious to learn more. So anything you think of that would be of use,
All right.
please write it down.
One last question. Is what you're doing secretive, or can I say that we have a agreement? How subtle do I need to be?
I don't have the best reputation with everybody. Especially Ismeda. She does not like me very much. Her followers would probably not be very happy to hear about that. But I will leave it to you who you trust to inform.
All right, so more use discretion sort of situation.
Yes. If you don't want to mention my name, that is totally fine. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Right.
Just know, again, some people may not take well to the name Death.
All right. So watch out for those that worship Ismeda. Anybody else?
Maybe just, just keep my name down low, and you're just a wizard, okay? You can tell who you trust, but,
Right.
being a lower level deity like I am, you don't always make a lot of friends. You're not like the big ones, like Acacius, all of them. So.
Yes. Yes, I understand what you're saying. All right. I think I understand what I'll do, though.
Wonderful. It was a pleasure, Eleanora. And I, again, look forward to our partnership.
Can you write things to me?
I can if I need to.
All right, so if you had a question or something. All right.
Yes.
Very well. Well, thank you, Death. It means a lot. Truly.
I'm glad I can help. Be of assistance. Take you home.
Yeah, one last look around this weird place, and take his hand.
All right. With that, you are sent back. And that's where we're going to end our session 0 for Eleanora. And yeah. What an intro. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Yay!
Hopefully everything's good in the campaign, because it's in the future. We haven't done anything with the actual campaign yet, but
yeah,
I'm excited for it, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you in some more sessions.
Yeah.
So we'll see y'all later. Goodbye, everybody.